Asus has launched the Zenfone Max Pro M1 in India, and finally, after so long, we have a contender who can give a serious competition to Xiaomi. But is the Zenfone Max Pro having enough in it to get the title of the best budget device? Let's check it out. Hey guys, this is Piyush from Tech Telepathy, and today I'm going to unbox the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. So let's get started. But before we proceed further, you make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. So, the device I am having today is the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. Surely it's a very big name, but this device can also do some big things too. Now, let's unbox this to find out more. On opening the box, we are having some paperwork with some lines. We love photo. Obviously everyone loves photos, and we will see whether this device has a photo loving camera or not. Now, keeping all this space wasting paperwork aside, we move towards our device. On opening the paper, we are having the black colored Zenfone Max Pro, and I am having the 4GB RAM and 64GB storage variant. The device feels very comfortable in hands, but for now, let's keep the device aside and check the other box contents. In the box, we are having a USB to micro USB cable. I do not expect a Type-C cable because the price of this phone is already very aggressive. Besides that, we are having a charging adapter with a power rating of 5 volts and 2 amperes. We are also having a very interesting accessory named the Max Box. Just put the device inside this and it will boost up the audio. It's a magnetic system made of cardboard. Very interesting and a bold move by Asus. Now let's keep all these things aside and we will move towards our device. Now let's set up our device, but before setting it up, let's have a quick physical overview of the device. On the top of the device, we are having a secondary noise cancellation microphone. On the right side, we are getting the volume rocker and the power button. Moving to the bottom of the device, we are getting the headphone jack, which is a very rare thing in 2018, along with the micro USB charging port and a single mono speaker. On the left side of the phone, we are having a SIM tray which supports 2 nano SIM card and a micro SD card at the same time. A very good thing done by Asus. Now I will set up the phone. Firstly, it showed the Android logo and then the Asus branding. By the time the phone boots up and I set it up, let's have a quick look at the specs. The device is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 636 octa-core processor, and it comes in 3 RAM variants. It is available in 3GB RAM 32GB storage variant, 4GB RAM 64GB storage variant and 6GB RAM 64GB storage variant. The device is also having a 5.99-inch Full HD Plus IPS screen. In the battery department, it is powered by a massive 5000 mAh battery. The device also supports fingerprint lock along with the face unlock. So the phone setup has been complete. Now let's explore this thing. As you can see, the phone is running on stock Android with no to minimum bloatware and only having some Google apps. But this is not an Android One device. If we go to About Phone, you can see the phone is having the Android version 8.1 Oreo. Asus has also promised 2 major Android updates and 3 years of security patches. Let's hope they will stick to their promise. This variant is a 64GB variant, and out of 64GB you will get around 52 to 53GB of available storage, which is a nice thing, and we are also getting a separate memory card slot, which is an added advantage. It's having just one third-party app named GoToPay, which seems like some payment app by Asus, but I don't think anyone will use it because these days we are having a bunch of UPI payment apps and we can't just share our card details with any other third-party app. Besides that, all the other things are typical stock Android ones which you can find in any other stock Android or Android One device. Although this device is having a 5.99-inch display, but it still fits in one hand comfortably and you can easily use it with single hand. The device is also not very heavy or bulky despite having a 5000 mAh battery. Talking about the battery, the Zenfone Max Pro comes with massive 5000 mAh battery and I am very excited to test the battery backup of this device. Now we check the fingerprint scanner of the device. But before testing the fingerprint, I need to tell you all that this device was having some fingerprint speed issues in early days, but Asus has rolled 2 updates for that and I have the latest update installed, so the fingerprint speed will vary with the newly purchased device. Now, as you can see, the fingerprint works pretty well. It's not the fastest, but it will do the work. Now, moving away from the device, let's check this Max box now. So, as you can see, I will play the video and I will put my device in the Max box and you can see the difference in sound yourself. The Max box works really well and I appreciate Asus for creating something unique and interesting in this notch copying world. You all know what I mean to say. So these are some of the important hardware and software specs of this device, but now let's discuss the most important thing people usually need in the budget smartphones, that is the camera. This device powers a dual rear camera setup with one 13 megapixel lens having f2.2 aperture and one 5 megapixel lens having f2.4 aperture and a single LED flash. On the front, it's having a 8 megapixel camera having f2.2 aperture and LED flash. The camera seems good on paper, but don't judge anything on the scores. Let's see some of the camera shots and you can judge yourself. In daylight, the photos look very sharp, but the color saturation and the depth is missing. The colors are oversaturated and it's just, you can say, average like many other phones in this price range. The portrait mode is good in daytime, but it's just good, not great. The rear camera also clicks very decent low light photos. Now, coming to the front camera, the device clicks some good selfies in daylight. It can also click portrait selfies and they look amazing in daylight. But as the light decreases, the quality of selfies also decreases. But it's okay, they don't have moonlight technology for the cameras now. Let it be like this. I think that at the price of 11,000, the camera is pretty decent for this device. But I will bring a separate video showing you the camera comparison of the Zenfone Max Pro with the Redmi Note 5 Pro, and the video will come very soon. So guys, this is the Zenfone Max Pro. It's a very great device at the price of 11,000, having Snapdragon 636 processor, a super bright 18:9 display and a very decent camera. I have unboxed and seen many other budget devices, but no one has ever delivered such an amazing hardware at such a competitive price. But is this the device who can dethrone the Redmi Note 5 Pro as the new budget king? Well, according to me, if you want a device with a great hardware, awesome battery backup, stock Android and camera not being the main priority, you can definitely get this device. What are your thoughts regarding this Zenfone Max Pro? You do tell me in the comments section below. I hope you like my video and I will be very curious to show you some more interesting gadgets like this in the future. So do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with me. For the time being, goodbye guys and see you in the next one.